You know, I would probably label junk food as one of, if not the most important aspect of American life. I would probably liken drunk food to a drunk to the works of Pablo Picasso to the fine arts. I just I just can't imagine being drunk without drunk food. Would I say I'm a better cook than Emeril Lagasse? Well, I am Italian, and I don't see Emeril on YouTube right now cooking for a bunch of people that he doesn't know. What is up, guys? Frank here. You're watching the Super Posi Show, and I like to call this segment Frank Cooks Drunk Food. Now, we're about to kick things off, but before we do, there are a couple things that you're going to need before we get started. So today, we'll be making the drunk grilled cheese. There are a couple things you will need. First, you'll need some bread. You'll need some sliced cheese. You can get either American or cheddar. Some shredded cheese. Mozzarella works best, but you can really do whatever you want. Some queso, mild or hot depending on how spicy you like your food. Some butter, of course, to butter the bread, because you can't have grilled cheese without buttered bread. And then optionally, you can also add sriracha and chili powder. I'll be adding these two ingredients to the recipe today, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Now you'll want to preheat your stove to about medium high temperature, so between a 5 and a 7 if you've got a normal stove with normal numbers on it. Alright, now the very first thing you gotta do before you get started, this is drunk food, so no drunk food episode's complete without alcohol. Now that's refreshing. Now, the first thing you gotta do before you get started, once you've had the alcohol of course, is butter your bread, because if you're not buttering your bread, then you might as well not even be cooking. Every drunk guy likes buttered bread, let me tell you. So we're going to butter the second half as well. Yeah, you're going to be cooking it on a skillet anyway, so it doesn't need to look perfect or anything. Just kind of slather it on there, Alright. So now that your bread's freshly buttered, you're going to go ahead and set that aside, and we're going to come over to the stove. Alright, so you're going to wait for your pan to heat up. You're going to have it at about medium heat, so the 5 is where I have it set right now. You're going to wait for that to heat up, then you're going to grab your bread. So you're just going to throw your first piece of bread on there, right? So, now that you got that bread cooking, you're going to open up your cheese, right? If you're using some fancy cheese, then you probably won't have this plastic. You're going to throw a piece of cheese on there, then you're going to open up another one. Throw a second piece of cheese on there. So once you got the cheese laid out in a nice little star formation, you're going to let that heat up for a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of time. I've got it cranked up to 7 about right now, but it's still taking a little while. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Got some sriracha sauce. You're just going to kind of squirt that on the top. You don't have to use sriracha if you don't like spicy things, or if you're a you can just do the cheese and not use any of the spicy stuff, but I like spicy stuff, so I'm going to use it. And this is some chili powder, so I'm just going to sprinkle some of that on there. Perfect. Looks great. Your drunk self is going to be so happy. Then you're going to bust open your shredded cheese. Now, earlier I said you should probably use mozzarella. It's going to make it best, but this is 4-cheese Mexican blend because I didn't even have the own ingredients for my own show, so that's that. I would have bought better stuff, but only 200 of you guys are going to watch this video in like the course of a month, so don't exactly have the money for that. So after you sprinkle that all on there, then you're going to let that sit for a little bit and let it kind of melt and get all warm and gooey, all the stuff that drunk you will absolutely love. So I'm going to go clean my workstation. Once you see the cheese starting to melt, you're going to go ahead and grab your queso. I'm using on the border. And also, you're going to want to open this ahead of time, because drunk you is probably going to f*** it all up and not be able to open it, maybe drop it on the floor, and then you'll have a glass all in your kitchen, and then you're going to look like a idiot. So, we're going to go ahead and scoop out some of this queso. Not a big scoop, just a little scoop. I'm going to plop it on the top right there and kind of use the back of the spoon to flatten it out a little bit so it's not all stuck in the center. So right now this looks like absolute shit, but I promise you it's going to taste great. The weird thing about drunk food is when you look at it sober, you think that's going to taste absolutely horrible. But then when you eat it when you're drunk, it's probably the greatest thing you've ever put inside your mouth. Alright, it's getting nice and warm, so we're going to go ahead and stick that other piece of bread on the top there. And then one thing that I found is very helpful in ensuring that you don't f up flipping your sandwich, using tongs. So once you gotta, boom, you hear that? That's the sound of things that'll probably give you diabetes and or heart problems. But look at how golden brown that is. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So you're gonna let that cook for a little bit. Just let the other side get a chance to get nice and golden brown. And then that's pretty much it. So we'll wait for that to cook, and then I'll show you guys what the finished product looks like. Now once your sandwich is finished, you can go ahead and cut it. Because even if you're a full-grown adult, there's nothing wrong with cutting your grilled cheese in half. And then, boom, look at that. That's some beautiful grilled cheese, man. Thanks so much for watching my show. I'm Frank Telesca, and this has been Frank Cooks Drunk Food.